Hello and welcome to week. Oh my god, I forgot what week it is. Division 4B, season 30. G-Man. I did check
That didn't take
earlier.
long.
It didn't take long. No. Week 11.
Well,
Week 11? Week 12. Are we talking about
11.
11? Okay, good. Oh, damn. Recap now. Yes. I need to find a way of being able to look at two things at once. Because, hello, Callum. Yes. Recap now. Future me, don't react to it. That's what he wants. Okay. All right. And I didn't put it. Oh, damn it! I didn't actually put your name on the. So wait. First of all, hello, Spoon.
Hi, Spoon. Oh, what? No, that doesn't work then. Yes.
But
Hi.
also, we do have a special guest. Hello, Cygrade. How are you?
Hi, Cygrade. I think it
Yay!
works. It
Oh,
works.
wait. Oh, whatever. Yes. And words. Yeah. I feel like you've been on before because I'm sure we've been, I think it's just the amount of chat that while I've been streaming that I felt
Yeah, I've
like
been
you've been on.
checking a bunch of these recaps,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah. So wait, do you play tabletop as well as BB2, or just are you a online player only?
No, I've never played tabletop.
No.
I got into Blood Bowl when Blood Bowl 1 first came out on Steam, so what, 2010, I think.
Ah, okay, cool.
And, a couple of friends suggested it to me, said it was, hey, this is a pretty cool game.
Mm-hmm.
And that turned out to be true. So, played a bit, played in some leagues hosted on the somethingawful.com forums.
Oh yeah.
They did a series of these.
Mm-hmm.
Met Knorr there. It's good stuff. And then at some point, I just kind of stopped playing. Around the time when Chaos Dwarves came out, I don't know if that had anything to do with why I stopped playing, but it's what happened. And then, but I kept up with the game. Still followed some streamers, Andy Davo, Knorr, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point, I just had the urge to maybe start playing again. So looked at leagues that were going on, signed up to Rebel. And then the game is basically like, hey, welcome back. Here's a Strength 4 IG4 Werewolf to have fun with. So,
It's not bad.
that's what I've been doing, basically.
Yeah. Oh, someone has to have one, right?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Nobody has to have one.
I mean, stars are good. Stars make you, look at what you could have had. Here's what you could have won, So,
Yeah.
are you only playing in Rebel at the moment, or do you play in other leagues too?
No, I'm only playing in Rebel and literally only playing in Rebel. I think I've done 3 games of Champion Ladder in Blood Bowl 2 ever total.
Yeah.
So my Blood Bowl is basically 1 game a week, yeah.
Cool. Did you play Khorne in Blood Bowl 1? Was Khorne in Blood Bowl 1? It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was, but yeah, that was later alongside Chaos Dwarves, so at that point I didn't play. So I never tried the team.
Okay,
but I imagine I wouldn't like the team anyway, like it's just too much frenzy.
Yeah, okay. There is a certain amount of frenzy in Necro, obviously,
Yeah, just enough.
Just enough. The right amount. Yeah. A bit of Strength 4, Agi 4, Blodge, frenzy.
Mm-hmm.
You had another wolf before as well, but he got killed, didn't he?
Well, I'm on wolf number 4.
No.
So since the name seems to be cursed, I just when I bought him again, I flipped the name around backwards. So maybe this helps in keeping him alive. We'll see.
It'll be the opposite. He'll live forever, but will he actually do anything? Because you're quite reliant on Saxon, aren't you? You use him a lot. Basically, ball carrier, ball sacking, generally being irritating.
Yeah, it's kind of how the team developed. I mean, I had a plus IG Ghoul at one point, which I used as a ball carrier most of the time, but it died. And now that since Saxon is the only IG4, in most situations, it doesn't make a lot of sense to pick the ball up with anyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if it's a recovery situation, because he's so fast, he can get to the ball, he can hold the ball with block and dodge. And that's why he keeps getting the ball, and then you're probably not going to have the opportunity to hand off safely at any point.
Cool.
And then he just keeps getting the SPP, and kind of how it goes.
So wait, what you're saying, Spoon, in the thing? Are we getting spoilers about the ongoing Caladrian Crusaders? Malekith? Did someone get sent off and someone else died?
Yeah, there's 3 Dark Elves injured, and there's 2 Nurgle Rotters sent off, and 2 Rotters have been surfed.
Are you watching the game?
Yeah, I'm watching it at the moment.
Cool.
What turn is it?
Turn 7 for the Nurgle.
So maybe
They
it'll be done by the time we're done.
Score. Not surfed, subs.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Maybe I miscounted. Thank you, Callum.
Okay, so yeah, probably will be done by the time we finish, I guess.
Yeah, could well be.
Yeah, probably. Excellent, but Callum can keep us updated on the state of his game.
Yeah, I'll switch back to the normal mode. I was just having a quick look.
That's quite good. I've got the since you started talking about that, I've got the ongoing page in Rebel open. I'm just going to refresh it. Oh no, it's fine. In fact, can I? Is that maybe better? There you go. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. So 0-0 at turn 7. All right.
Nice.
So let's get into the games then, I guess. And the first game of the week would have been the first game of the week would be the Druidichy Violets having a week off, but obviously that's not happened yet. So we don't know who's getting SPP in that game yet. All right.
Nope, we don't.
No.
There's a couple of line elves that could get a level off of it, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, not a huge amount could go off from that one.
No. Okay. And the first game of the week that's proper being played is the Caladrian Crusaders against Malekith King. So I guess we're going to have to come back to that one. Yeah. So
yeah.
1-0 to Nurgle, says Callum.
Yep. Thought that might happen.
On his drive, I assume.
Yeah.
Standard.
The Dark Elves just stayed down then.
Mm. Yeah. So the first game of the week, proper at the moment, is the Chaos Black Nightmares against Grinch, which ended 3-1 to Disco Dave's Orcs.
3-0.
3-0. Sorry, 3-0.
Yep.
Sorry. I meant to say that, but and a dead warrior for the Chaos. And look, he got Lugrip again.
I do wonder whether Nicholas is going to re-roll at the end of this season.
I feel like, if you're playing for fun and doing silly things, losing, why re-roll?
Well, you could re-roll into a different team and be silly with a different team as well.
True. I feel like he's not fully, reached silliness potential with this team, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, he's gotten 4 entire block now. Jesus.
Yeah, he's gone serious recently.
Yeah.
Good.
It didn't work out for him though.
Can't always work out.
No. I guess the troll might have caused. Well, there were 3 Kaz caused by the Orcs. 2 of them were by the Orcs, by the troll. So chances are the troll killed the warrior. And the
that seems like a reasonable guess.
Yeah, and the other 2 are badly hurt. MNG goes to Sanagors, who levels because the MNG MVP even.
Yep.
And that is the only level of the game. What do you think? Extra arms?
He hasn't got anything yet.
He hasn't taken it yet. No taking.
Yep.
Oh.
I hope it's not another one with tail. I really hope it's not another one with tail.
Tail's not that bad. Why do you hate tail? You want him to get blocked first, right?
Yeah, take something sensible. Get a bit more block.
He's got 3 block already. It's time to,
What wrestle with him first?
Yeah, wrestle time. There you go.
Yeah, that'd be fine. That's not crazy. That would work.
Yeah, totally acceptable. Totally acceptable and different at the same time.
Yeah.
Unlike that Minotaur who...
The less said about the Minotaur, the better.
Yeah, okay, fine. Looks like something you'd...
Is that what we're going with?
Yeah, it looks like something you'd accidentally build an Imperium, not something you choose to build?
All fun and games.
Yeah.
In fact, I've seen what you build in Imperium, and that was utter filth at the weekend. Yeah, we'll not talk about that.
Oh wait, were you watching the Corn? What's it?
Yes. Yeah, I watched the Corn Cup.
It was great. Everyone gets frenzy. It was awesome. Yeah, so I built a team with 4 Tomb Guardians, 2 mummies, 2 flesh golems, 2 werewolves, where everyone's got
Virtually
frenzy.
move 8.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it was great. But anyway, it was fine.
Fine.
Fine. I really do enjoy the Imperium. It's very silly. Okay.
Madness.
So, oh yes, I know where I was going next, which was predictions. Who actually thought that Disco Dave would win that? I assume everyone except for Spoon, because Spoon repeatedly.
I still think that Nicholas is going to win some.
In fact, Disco Dave went for the draw, expecting the draw in this game, which is lovely.
It's good.
Yeah.
There's quite a few people. Well, there's 3 of us that went for draw.
Yeah, which out of I don't know how many are there altogether. There we go.
8.
8. Yeah, see, almost half the people thought it was going to be a draw. Like at some point, there is going to be a draw for
Chaos Black Nightmares.
Nightmares,
right? Yeah, I think so.
As it is, I get one. Hooray! XCAM gets one. Yeah.
Yep.
Supra.
Yep. Kamen Zimmer. And Mr. Mojo.
Mr. Mojo Rising. Kamen Zimmer's on 10. And Mojo's on 28.
Bloody hell. He's definitely won that.
Yeah. Well, there's still how many more days of the season left?
2 more.
2 more. We can, we'll
okay,
see.
He's probably won that.
Yeah, he has probably won it though. You're right. Can't really.
We'll change it slightly. He's probably won it.
Yeah, he probably has. Anyway, okay, so that's that game.
No, Necromantic Rob, you voted for a draw with me and Disco Dave.
Because you're crazy. I can prove that if you need me to, which is where are we? Chaos Black Nightmares draw. Rob Top, Spike, Disco Dave, and one other who would be Spoons.
It was me. Yep.
Yeah. And no, not on this one. There you go. Okay, and next game is Things You Do Not Want, Cam and Zimmer against the Bootleg All-Stars, Flying Turtle. And 1-0 to the Khemri.
I'm just really amazed at this game if you look at what the Goblins' injuries were, that there was no permanent damage considering all that happened.
Yeah, so how often
it so badly hurts, 1 MNG.
Yeah. How often do you get to roll 8 injury dice and none of them are more than a 3,
Wow.
That is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Enough money for Fungus and Ripper. And
it's a fun combination.
Yeah. And I remember Kamen Zimmer. Was Kamen Zimmer our guest last week? He was, wasn't he?
He was, yes.
He did sound particularly trepidatious about playing the Goblins, but it all worked out fine. Yeah. He only lost, admittedly. Oh no, not even his last dirty player. He still has the guard dirty player as well.
He does.
Yeah.
He got the MVP.
Yeah. Stealing MVPs, things you do not want. Oh yeah, that's right. Lino's hogging MVPs died and didn't get the MVP, which I was disappointed at.
He has had 3 of them.
Yeah,
so
he has had 3 of them.
He's doing all right.
I think he needs to name his next skeleton dead players getting MVPs, but that
And he's really keeping up with the times with the new global pandemic skeleton.
I didn't see that. Things you don't want.
Yeah, at least it's not one of the many Nurgle teams that seem to be themed around that lately.
Yeah. Everyone loves a good pandemic team name.
Yep.
Sorry, that's just a phrase that doesn't quite roll off the tongue. And in fact,
Not really.
the other MVP went to Pillow Rose Petals, who gets a level up for it. So another Goblin level up.
Fired? In fact, no, I don't think he's taken it.
He's not taking it. Is that another?
No, he's not taking
one
it.
of the...
Neither of these two have taken it.
So that is all the remaining not taken levels then. Yeah?
Yep.
No one else has not taken any levels. Okay.
Nope.
But the Khemri one, we should talk about it anyway, right? Because it's the
Yeah.
Thro-Ra who's got Blodge and Agility. What do you give the Thro-Ra who already has everything? Kick-off return?
Kick-off return, yeah.
Yeah, definitely kick-off return. I was trying to think of something stupid, but yeah, kick-off return.
Or, or Fend, maybe, if you want him to stay alive. And the other one can be the... because you want the other one to kind of catch up now, don't you?
Accurate.
Yeah?
He's got agility 3. There's no one to pass it to, mind.
No, wait.
Yeah.
Isn't it better to give accurate to the other Thro-Ra? Because a throw with accurate is not that bad. With pass and accurate, and a catch with Agi 3 is not that bad. So, both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
If he gets a double take catch.
Yeah, exactly.
For fun.
Yeah.
Or diving catch.
Yeah. Dive. No, I'd rather catch. Save you the rerolls. All right.
Yeah. That's fair.
Cool. Anything else?
Yeah, I like it.
No?
Not a huge amount. I'd like the diving catch for the +1 as well, though. To make it a 2+ to catch it.
I have a feeling Cameron Zimmer said something about this game after it happened. I can't remember what it was.
No idea. It's been a while.
You only had
on Salt Lake.
Straight to Salt Lake. Probably should have gone there. Yeah.
He only had one bribe, so he went for the extra ball and chain and Ripper rather than getting a bribe. Anyway, and who thought Cameron Zimmer would win this game? Well, yes, it was me. Excellent, thank God for that. I was kind of nervous. I was like, did I go for a draw in this one? I was really close to going for a draw. I remember.
No, it's you, Supra, X-Cam, and Cameron Zimmer.
Okay, talk amongst yourselves while I,
No, that's fine. So yeah, it's a shame that we're not getting more people voting for the Goblins.
I mean, people are being all weird and competitive, and not voting for a team who is basically unlikely to win, right?
You can't say that he's that unlikely to win.
I mean, Goblins are bad, right?
He's still 8th.
Yeah, no, he's playing really well. He's doing better than Goblins should be doing. Is what I would say.
He's still got a chance to get into the Challengers Cup.
Yeah, I've yet to play them as well, and honestly, I'm not particularly looking forward to that game.
I think every person that's come into this has said they're not looking forward to playing against the Goblins.
Also, do we tend to get guests on who are a week away from playing Goblins? That's not the first time that's happened, right?
It's definitely not the first time that's happened. And I think guests have had some bad losses afterwards. Was it? Was that what we figured out? Players die after coming on?
I mean, why did I come here?
I mean, players die when you face Goblins. Anyway, that's kind of their purpose. Generally, it's to not win but to murder teams, right? That's what kind of should happen.
They're a great leveler.
If we were betting on who gets more Kaz, the betting would change dramatically in the favour of the Goblins. Actually, no, because they do die as well. It doesn't quite.
Yeah, they can sometimes just implode a lot.
Well, sometimes. Pretty much
most of the time.
Every game after the first half, suddenly you'll find yourself staring at no players.
Yeah, that does sound about right, sadly.
Yeah. Oh, you're not playing them until the last week, Sigrade, so you...
Yeah, I got Noodle next.
Yeah. So you'll be fine. Definitely won't have the death curse thing going on.
Nurgle aren't known for killing things, are they?
No. Okay, but wait, is that it? We've done all the yes predictions. Yeah. All right. So the next one is in fact your game, Sigrade. So 1-0 to you against Mr. Majorison. Do you want to talk us through it? What happened?
I mean, I don't know if either of you watched that game of what happened near the end of the game, but most of the game was pretty straightforward because he had a lot of early casualties. I mean, I caused a lot of early casualties, and these were his best players.
Mm-hmm.
His best catcher was the guard and the best blitzer. So first half was fairly straightforward, just running in the ball. I even got a flesh column touchdown because I just had the opportunity to.
Oh, God.
And it was the flesh column that's still on 15 out of 16 points after 29 games and 200 blocks, and he has 2 touchdowns.
That sounds really normal for a flesh column.
He has 2 touchdowns and an MVP, and he's still level 3 after 30 games. Fucking hell.
So, another 5 games before he levels?
At least.
Wait, if you were in such a commanding position, you should have been doing vanity passes. It's the obvious answer.
With the flesh column?
Yeah, with the flesh column.
Yeah, with the flesh. I considered it, but I kind of ran out of time at the end there. In the second ball.
Sorry, randomly casing might actually be slightly more likely than trying to make a vanity pass with a flesh column. Not certain.
Not sure.
Sorry, go on.
But in the second half, he pushed forward really hard, and I got the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why his position is 6%.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
Because he wanted to score quickly to get the 2-1. I think it makes sense that he did that, but it didn't work out for him. And so I got the ball, and I also was in a pretty good position. I think the 2-0 was basically guaranteed at turn 13 or 14 or something, because I just had a pretty strong position, especially after one of his turnovers. But then what happened is that I had a surf opportunity on his remaining blitzer.
Talking of how much you like Frenzy.
Yeah, I did get 2 surfs this game and would have got to the third one.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was that, I was going to put, it was like a diagonal surf, right? So I was going to put a zombie at the bottom and then surf him diagonally.
Mm-hmm.
But I was I don't want to put this guard zombie at the bottom, next to the line. I'd rather put the dirty player, he's less valuable. And I didn't even look, I just clicked it. And of course what happened was the zombie ended up doing a 6+ diving tackle dodge because I didn't look at the pass that he was taking. And then...
Wait, the 6+ diving tackle dodge that he made, or that he failed? Oh, he failed. You made 2...
No, he failed.
He failed. Okay, thank God for that. Because
Yep.
normally when people don't notice, that's when, you wander happily through rolling 6s.
The diving tackle wasn't a problem. It would have been a 5+ anyway. But I just didn't look, and I clicked it, and of course turned over, didn't re-roll it. And then he knocked the ball loose out of Saxon, and it went off the sideline, and basically in the most perfect position possible for him. So it was almost a draw. It was almost from a guaranteed 2-0 to a draw because of that misclick. But I still had the wizard. I never used it because I never needed it, so I could wizard his ball carrier, and then he couldn't, make it till the end. So it ended up 1-1.
So was that the dirty player block zombie who also got a Kaz in this game? So
yes, that was it.
He's also 1 SVP away from leveling.
Yeah, it was a valiant 6+ attempt, but didn't end up happening. So yeah, I basically almost completely threw that game, or through the win at least. It would have been a draw, but I still had the wizard.
Mm-hmm.
So that saved me.
Nice. How on earth? I'm just looking at the amount of zombie SPP there are there.
Yeah.
Compared to the flesh golems.
Zombie stealing MVPs is the story of. Actually, these 3 zombies have been with the team from day one. They haven't died, and they've gotten 10 MVPs between them.
That's why you keep playing werewolf tax, because the werewolves are dying instead of your zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, 2 of these zombies have guards, so they're actually really good zombies.
Yeah.
Like, I think they've been a pretty significant power boost for the team overall.
Well, yeah, if the flesh golems aren't going to level to get guard, then the zombies getting it instead.
Yeah. I think I'd be in a much more difficult position if I didn't have these zombie guards.
Yeah.
Agreed. For
I
sure.
mean, just that vanity pass, and you can have one more guard on that other flesh golem. It'll be fine.
Just one
Probably
vanity
for
pass
this
with
game,
the dirty player
Nurgle
zombie.
is pretty slow. Won't be able to.
Yeah.
I'll just set up the flesh golem at the back when it's my drive. Do the vanity pass and then go from there. Probably I'm gonna do
That would be very funny to see.
Easy.
Easy mode, is it? I'm sure people would disagree with that.
Yeah. No.
That it's easy, but fair.
But you're doing very well so far this season as well, right? How you still? Oh, in fact, you're actually at the top at the moment.
Well, yeah, I'm tied in points with Eldarion. I'm just one touchdown ahead.
But they're playing at the moment, so Eldarion needs to win.
No. Eldarion is
Eldarien's-
getting the free week.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yes. Of course.
Yeah, it's been going all right. To put it mildly.
Yeah. Being top of the division, I would say that's fairly good.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone will be upset with that one.
Especially now that they've extended postseason slots. I think I'm pretty comfortably at least in the Challengers Cup, even if I kind of mess up in the last two games.
Oh, have they?
Fairly comfortably. I don't know. Maybe
they haven't extended it. They just didn't announce the correct amount. They didn't announce the amounts at the start. So it's 1 playoff ticket and 3 Challenger Cups, which I think is the same as last season.
No,
but it just doesn't show on any of the graphics.
It was it was 1-1 last season, which is what's currently showing. Yeah. I think so.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was 1-1 last season.
Oh, fair enough.
So yeah, they are more Challenger Cups, but you'd rather be in the proper playoffs than the Challengers Cup, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Probably.
Well, that's not an option for me, but yeah.
I mean, what I've heard about Challengers Cup is it's full of murder Nurgle teams and stuff who are not.
I mean, so are the playoffs.
Yeah,
that's the playoffs as well, ain't it?
Yeah, but the playoffs, at least you're playing for the chance to win the Super Bowl, right? So it's like
yeah.
The risk is worth the reward, whereas I'm not certain the rewards and risk are equally balanced with the Challengers Cup quite as much.
Well, you still get a fancy custom color in their Discord, so that's worth something.
That's true.
And if you want more of a chance of it, then what is it? You could go into the Devastational if you want more games during the off season, and that's full of horrible teams, full of claw and stuff as well.
Wait, is Devastational still happening? What was last season?
Devastational happened last season.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah. I assume it's going to happen again this season.
So it's not called the Devastational because that's
off-season invitational or something like
that,
or
OSI.
International.
Yeah.
I won 2. Sorry, go ahead.
Go on. You won 2 games.
Okay. I won 2 games in the off-season invitational last season, and then I actually just quit from it because I saw that there was so much claw left that not going to keep playing.
I won my first game against Kislev and then got stuck up against a horrible Nurgle team with loads of strength ups and tentacles and just couldn't do anything and got ground down 2-0. It was a horrible game.
Standard. I mean, is it that much worse than a normal division? I'm not sure, but anyway. There was an old OSI where I basically had 3 Nurgle teams. But playing Kislev, it was when they ordered the teams by TV, and basically I was 2,200 Kislev, so I got given 2,200 Nurgle because
that's rough.
That's the only other teams that sit around that kind of level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't like playing claw takes on, no Necromantic Rob, no.
Or Skaven or Wood Elves.
Or Skaven or Wood Elves or
Pro Elves.
Maybe even Norse, Pro Elves, yeah.
Yeah.
So many better options than Sons.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty much all of them.
Oh, are you part of the Zon hate group? Amazing.
I mean, they are one of the 2 losses of my season so far. I mean, it would be easy to say that I actually got 5 POWs. I got 7 POWs total in that game, and 2 of them were in turn 16. The worthless blocks.
Yeah, of course.
At the end, because I wasn't ever gonna one turn with how many players he had and how he set up. But I mean, it would be easy for me to say that they only got 5 POWs. That's why I won. But there was one very significant. I mean, that's why I lost. But there was one very significant mistake I made during the first half. So I think if I hadn't made that, the game could have looked a lot different.
Zons are a team that really do punish, any kind of mistake. Whatever you do, you got to play absolutely perfectly on both sides of Zons. I think more so than possibly a lot of other teams. But anyway, I don't like them. Boo Zons.
I think high speed can get you out of quite a lot of things against them because they're not particularly quick.
Yeah, true.
But it is sort of in general a matchup with more RNG than most matchups, just because of what the block dice look like. If you're not playing dwarves, in that sense, it's a bit of a more annoying matchup.
That's fair.
I mean, if you face them now, do you have more tackle than you had then?
I had 1 tackle then, now I have 4, I think. Or 3? 3.
But, one of them's Mighty Blow, and that's... Mighty Blow tackle is all you really need to play against Sons, I think. Splits 16 times, remove 8. Hopefully they're earlier on. You'll be fine. Anyway, moving on from the Zons hate. Or was it just...
For the moment.
For the moment. Or was it just general hate? I'm not sure.
It'll come back.
Hatred of all teams that win. I have already given the points to the 3 people who correctly guessed that Psygrade was going to win, and that was me again. Woo! I'm having a barnstorming week this week.
This is bad.
And Spoon have you got one yet? I'm not sure.
No, I've not.
And Xcam and Supra also got 1 each too. And by the way, Necromantic Rob says that he thinks he was lucky against you, Psygrade.
Yeah, I saw that.
You're not getting pals. But bloody Zons. Anyway,
it happens every now and then.
Yeah, it does. That's the way the Blood Bowl crumbles, or something. Okay,
Maybe.
next we get to Pro Elves against Vampires. Now, I'm pretty sure no one guessed this result, even if they got the... In fact, only 2 people guessed who would win. And...
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I didn't say who they were, but I think Spoon's reaction might tell you all you need to know. But anyway, before we get onto that side of it... Xcam's 1066 and all that won 4-0 against the Bloody Bullies of Baria. Something about Vampires not liking being on offense, and I guess Xcam just scoring every time he got the ball would be how this went.
Yeah, I'm sure there was some stuff in Salt Lake about that one.
Yeah, well, I know what the level up for the Blitzer is. I think do we all know what the level up for the Blitzer is?
I think he mentioned it somewhere.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a feeling it was Agi, maybe?
Yeah, it was another Agi. Because this team doesn't have enough Agi. So, yeah, shortly after the Blitzer with Agi dies, he replaced him with a new one.
Yeah, Supra said he had 1 chance to score and he won in 36'd it.
Yeah. But, the trouble with Vampires is there's so many chances for you to 1 in 36 things. It's probably more like a 1 in 5 chance if you 1 in 36ing something, just because at some point it's going to happen.
Yeah, there were some comments in Salt Lake about the fact that Xcam passed 18 out of 18 GFIs, which is quite a lot.
Yeah. But no permanent damage to either team. Yeah. Yep. 1 level up, which we know about. Only 7 completed passes by the Pro Elves.
Only
7.
plus the 4 touchdowns. It's not a bad haul of what's that? So 12, 19.
A casualty as well, so 21.
Yeah.
26 star player points.
Nice. That's all right.
So
that's how many I
casual
got.
day at the office.
Yeah, that's how many I got with my Kislev. With my Norse this week as well.
Oof, yeah. With Norse.
Yeah. It was a 4-all shootout.
Bloody hell.
Collusion.
Yeah. He was Kislev and he had like some movement up, so he just scored very rapidly, and then I beat his team into the ground and then scored over his dead body. Basically, it was good. Anyway, and 2 completions with the Agi 5 vampire, edging towards actually having some protection skills.
Yep, definitely needs those.
Yeah.
Callum's just pointed out it's 1-all as well. On
his
turn 12.
Caladrian Crusaders versus the Kink. I keep wanting to call them Skink, but yeah.
Definitely not Skink. It's 1-all. Nurgle are receiving now, and it's turn 12. So they've got time to potentially drive back down.
Yeah. Which, interesting. I think that might be a game where I bet on Malekith to win. So
I bet on a draw.
Has Nurgle taken any damage? Because I'm playing them next. This is important.
The Nurgle taking damage. There's a Rotter that's been injured, and he's badly hurt. So no,
all fine.
No. They're all fine. There's a miss next game on a lineman for the Dark Elves. There's a lose a point of strength to the block lineman. And there's a niggling injury to the blodge kick lineman for the Dark Elves. So the linemen are taking a pounding.
Which is, what
standard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's a shame about the blodge kick one. The others, meh. Pretty much chaff anyway. It's fine.
Even blodge kick, meh. So what?
Yeah.
So, who guessed that it would be a win to XCAM?
Oh, I wonder.
another one for me. I mean, I don't think I've had this good a run in any of the betting competitions I do. And also, Disco Dave also got one right. So, brings them up. But wow, you were saying that that Mr. Mojo had an unassailable lead, and here I am, almost caught up to him. I mean, 4 points behind is still a long way, really. But yeah, getting there.
Yeah, 4 points is like an entire week where he gets all of them wrong, and you do the best you've ever done.
Which is happening now, so could happen again, and that isn't true. That isn't just a gambler's fallacy. Anyway, so it is a form of gambler's fallacy, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah. Anyway, talking about annoying Zons, which we were kind of not too long ago.
Didn't take long to get back to the Zone.
It never does.
10 minutes.
Well,
it always ends up back there.
They did play this week, so we do actually have to talk about their game at some point. And you were saying that fast teams actually, should be able to run rounds on a few seconds ago as well, weren't you?
They can do. I realised that they didn't in this instance. I watched. That's
a good idea, isn't it?
Ooh.
Wait, he diced you bad in the last season game.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty good idea.
This time I diced him. Well, it's definitely a way to win.
Yep. I mean, it doesn't.
Successful strategy.
Yeah. You watched the video. You saw how he won. He diced you, so you learned from it, and you did the same to him. It's perfect strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems fair.
Mm-hmm.
And he took out the killer, so he niggled the killer on turn 1.
Well, that explains quite a lot. That guy would have run a train on the Zons, I think.
Yeah.
In fact,
although getting the blocks would not have necessarily been easy with the amount of strength ups and guard that the Zons have got.
That's true.
But That's fair. That will make it easier.
5 guard is indeed cray.
Yeah, 5 guard. What? 2
Two
strength
strength, I
ups?
guess,
Yeah.
But Speedy Rat, guard and agility got armor busted. I think I'd keep that. I think that's so good. You kind of have to keep it.
It's a lot of TV, though.
It's a lot of TV.
Yeah. It's going to be a short but glorious life.
That might get removed like the first time it gets touched by anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't have block either.
I mean, it's not stunty, so it could survive.
I suppose he's 15 star player points. Well, 15 points in the game, so he might be able to get to challenges or promotion.
Well, you're saying
might be worth keeping around.
I mean,
in fact, he'll know, won't
season,
he?
you mean?
Yeah, he'll know before the next game whether or not, if he wins his next game, he's still got a chance to get promoted or get into Challengers Cup. So he'll know whether or not to keep him. I'd probably fire him if he's not going to get up, so that he's got a chance to level up a new one in the last game.
I mean, guard puts him in dangerous situations, but he's also the only guard this team currently have. Which one guard is very useful. Having Agi 5 is very useful. Rob mentioned
the other rat doesn't have it.
Yeah, Rob mentions in another league his movement 10 Agi 5 gutter runner got AV busted. I definitely keep a movement 10 Agi 5 one.
So got it.
Yeah, you just leave it on the bench, don't you? The whole time and just bring it on for when you want to score.
I mean, I'd play with him. I just let him, just wouldn't Apo him. He does not have Apo rights anymore. That's all that happens. And only fire him if he's getting picked off early every game, and it's really,
And I think this topic was mentioned in one other recap, but you can also only use that for one turning.
Yeah.
And then don't have him on the pitch other times at all.
That was my thinking for it as well. Yeah. So he got one blitzer back. Punchy Rat's come back, but Violent Rat's now got a niggle.
Yeah.
Struggling to keep both blitzers in the game.
Is Punchy Rat the claw one? Does he have?
Punchy Rat's got claw, mighty blow. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd probably fire the other Stormfoam in the hope that you get better level ups, right?
This is a shame to lose one of his tackle.
Yeah.
But it probably needs to go sooner rather than later.
Oh, he's fired the guard Agi
he has,
already.
No,
wow. Wow. Heartless, just straight cut.
It means he has that gutter runner available for 2 games now to try and level it.
Yeah, true.
And the speedy rat has been replaced by speedier rat.
Yep.
So that's
How is he going to be faster than quick rat though?
Because he's going to get movement straight away and then get sprint and sure feet straight away. So there'll be no messing around with wrestle and strip. Interesting. He fired the minus armor straight away, but still hasn't fired the niggle.
Yeah.
Anyway,
maybe he's waiting to see what he gets off the next game.
Necromantic Rob also scored very carefully on his plus Agi guard catcher twice.
Very nice.
To get to 32 SPP. I assume block.
I would also assume block.
Or possibly Agi 5. I don't know.
Oh, that would be horrible. I don't like the idea of Amazons having Agi 5.
It's bad enough with Agi 4.
Yeah. They're supposed to be boring and have all the same stats.
Yeah.
Having stat ups.
It's cheating.
Yeah.
He hasn't got... did he have a movement up, but the movement up died? I can't remember, but he hasn't got movement up, which would really help. But anyway, yes, indeed, it is block.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely. Solid skill.
I don't agree with keeping Olivia the niggled linewoman, though.
Is this back on your anti-niggle train?
I'm not a fan. Not a fan.
I'm keeping a niggle zombie as well because he has guard.
like at least that's a double, and at
zombie,
least
yeah.
Zombies, like if he dies, he dies. It's not the worst thing in the world. But a Zon with a niggle is like
They've got regen as well, haven't they? So
what Zons?
no, zombie.
Imagine if that was the case.
And also regen works on the zombies.
Yeah, that's true.
Importantly,
I mean, it's still the thing with niggles as well is it's not just the damage of the player getting hurt. It's when the player leaves the pitch, right?
yeah, that's
if it
true.
causes a player to be KO'd when they otherwise would have been stunned, that changes your numbers on a drive quite dramatically.
So what, you take thick skull is that what you're saying?
Yeah, thick skull's great. I mean, I'm only semi-joking. Thick skull is a great skill when it's free.
It's just very low priority otherwise.
It's just there are so many better skills to take when you have a choice of skill. But
yep,
niggles are bad. Okay, I'll sack Olivia. I feel like we're what's the word?
You don't make arguments for him to sack anyone else.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, 3+ agi is too much bloat. I think you should only have 2+ agi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And nobody deserves 2+ strength in a team.
No, 2's all right. We were okay with the Vamps having 2+ strength thralls. We can't be too negative about the.
Oh yeah, I suppose these are just line women as well.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's just that thralls don't start with dodge.
What? Trolls don't start with dodge? What?
Thrall.
Oh, thralls. Thralls don't start. Yeah.
Yeah, thralls. They don't start with dodge. That's why I don't think we minded as much.
Yeah.
Plus, also, it's funny watching the vampires bloat up even further.
Yeah, true. Whereas Amazons, oh no, they've bloated up to 16-20 with their full team of everything blodge and no problems at all.
Yep. Standard anti-Zon hate.
Yeah, at least he's not really throwing the sand in our face with the 4 reroll build where it's like, rerolls are so cheap, but my player's so cheap, I'm gonna have 4 rerolls anyway. Even though it's completely pointless. Anyway, sorry about
that. Yep. A little bit of that. It lets them greed reroll more blocks, I suppose.
Yeah, no, literally, that's what it's for. It's just for doing stupid. Okay. Let's moving swiftly on before I have a stroke.
I was going to say we've got like one person. We've got 2 people with us. We've got Callum and Necromantic Rob. So you're alienating 50% of the viewers.
I think you'll find we have more viewers than that, just because they're not talking.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I've got. It says 7 with mine. We also have.
Me.
Yeah.
Me, Sidegrade, you.
No, it doesn't count the broadcaster ever.
Invisibility.
Yep.
That's quite good.
Invisibility.
And lurks, obviously.
Yep.
It is counting Spoon and it is counting Sidegrade. But yeah.
Fair enough.
Fine. Whatever. Where were we? Oh yes. So who? We actually have a game this week where I didn't predict the winner, so I'm not really that interested in this. I'm sorry. It's just...
Oh god.
It's not true. I'm fine. It's funny.
All right, we need to go back to normal performance and not have Gordon Knight get all of these next week.
Well, I'm still happy because Mr. Mojo Rising did not get a point again, so we're both not winning points. XCam and Rob Top got it right though.
Yep.
XCam is really close actually.
XCam is pretty close, yeah. And Rob Top as well. He goes on 23. I mean, it's actually not that far apart considering how 1 week can change it. We just need another bad week for Mr. Majorison. And it could be anyone's, could be.
It's true.
I
think he's got the Dark Elves. No.
Oh, what? So
you and him have got the Dark Elves to win this one, so you both get a point on that.
Wait! I thought we thought the Dark Elves weren't going to win, though, right?
It's 1-1 at the moment.
Yeah.
And the Nurgle are just managed to pick the ball back up.
Yes, but it's a Nurgle ball, right? So they should be
Nurgle
scoring.
ball. Yeah, potentially. There's the potential for them to be sacked.
Yeah, but you
They
want
haven't got anywhere particularly safe. I do want to draw, yep.
Yeah.
And then, you and Mojo want to win for the Dark Elves.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh no. What? Am I looking at the wrong ones? Oh, whatever. I'll look back at it afterwards once we know what's going on.
We'll work it out once they get past. What turn are they on now?
They're on 14, I think.
14, so that's pretty close.
Yep, pretty close. We'll hopefully have a result by the time we spoke through the predictions. Next
week's game. So
yeah.
Chicago Bullshit get the admin win.
Nice. That should be good for them.
Yeah, after being beaten by
Although he's rebought most of his players now.
But he's actually got a full team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do any permanent damage.
He's got 12 players.
That's like you shouldn't buy players before. He bought a blitzer. Is that right?
Mm.
Did he buy a zero? Is this first? So it's a chance for the blitzer to get MVP in the admin game.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to get a fair amount of cash. So.
Might even have, more of a bench.
Speaking of Mr. Majorison, he's just popped up with a new name.
How do you know? Oh, howdy.
Because he said, howdy, it's Mr. Majorison.
Ah, okay.
That's how I know.
Yep. I'm not going to try and say that name.
Nope. I thought about it and gave up.
Mauricio McCoy.
That's there you go. That's good. That's much better than that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right, Sidegrade, you're now the stream's official reader of things.
I mean, I was tempted to correct, I think, the 3 team names that Cornite mispronounced, but I wasn't going to say anything.
Go for it. Which ones do I mispronounce? Tell me.
Well.
Oh, of course, there's Barkengrad.
Barkengrad. But I'm still surprised, like Druchi, like. Yeah. It's pretty simple, Druchi. But you say like Druchi.
I had another D in there, don't I? Yeah, you're right. Druchi. Druchi Violets.
And the Calradian Crusaders. The Calradian is a bit of a challenge sometimes as well.
Yeah.
Calradian.
Just my observations.
That's cool.
I think we've been calling them Caldarian, haven't we?
Or Caladrian, or
Caladrian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Caladrian is the.
I mean, it's a fancy world. How do you know how it's pronounced? Just saying.
True, very true.
Maybe. Fine. I've also just been corrected by Cytlem that I don't have 3 recaps today. I agreed to do one of them tomorrow, but I thought today was Thursday, so that would be why I was confused. All right, fine.
You said that you're used to this whole thing where of like not going out and stuff. The rest of us have got an excuse for losing track of days.
Oh yeah, I'm used to losing track of days. I do it all the time.
Oh, fair enough. All right.
Actually, to be fair, no. So what I was saying about my son not going to school, that's
throwing you off.
That is totally throwing me off. Yeah, not having to do the school runs in the morning and that kind of thing is weird. Yeah, and him being in the house sometimes is I did a stream at lunchtime where he was in the background, and it was fun. It was like father bringing son to work, except not work day.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Anyway. Yes, I'm happy to be corrected every time I get it wrong, but I probably will carry on getting it wrong. Like Spoon keeps correcting me when I say Barkengrad anyway, right?
I don't very often.
It's kind of a lost cause,
Yeah. It's kind of.
Just roll with it. It's fine.
If I notice, I'm more likely to actively try and say it wrong now because that's the way, like my not obtuse, but what's the word? Contrary mind works.
Hence, Mr. Majorison still being there.
Yeah, Mr. Majorison, because I quite like that one. So.
Yeah.
And that is how you pronounce that if it wasn't Mojo Rising, right? Like if you phonetically pronounce those letters. Oh, fine. Yep. Anyway, whatever. Bark and guard.
Oh God. I feel like we have this argument like every 2 to 3 weeks. It's amazing.
Not even. It's like hard. Well, not to this level, I don't think.
No, not to this level.
No, yeah. Not having 3 teams pointed out at once. That's not the same. Yeah. Anyway,
it should definitely be pointed out in the chat more.
Yeah. Well. All right. Cool. So, Chicago Bulls short get the bye week win, which actually, after they lost as well, are they still in touch? They will still be in touch after this week.
Yeah, they're on 18 points at the moment. It's Smithy on 20 and Eldarin on Smithy on 20. That's got the last spot in the Challenger Cup.
I'm thinking, are there many games, 6-point games above them where 2 teams are playing each other?
Oh, I've not looked into that enough yet.
It looks like there are none.
Eldarin and Nixcam are yet.
Oh yeah. There you go. That's one. Yeah. So one of them or both of them have to drop points, and the free win for Mr. Mojo Rising will probably mean he overtakes one of them. Which will get him. No, which won't quite get him into playoff range, will it?
No, but it seems fairly safe to push him to. He's getting fairly close to getting a promotion from that as well.
Yeah. I like the fact that Necromantic Rob is talking about his own team in the third person, but apparently the Zons have a bye week next week as well. So.
I think that's his lack of trust in us to remember who he is.
But also, Mojo Rising says annoyingly in touch. I know that feeling. That tends to be how I end every season with my teams. Is not quite actually in the playoffs, but annoyingly in touch. It's a great way of defining it.
I'm thinking of recording a version of LA Woman with Mr. Majorison in the chorus pronounced your way.
Mojo.
That'd be amazing.
No, I don't know if I can actually sing it like that. I think it doesn't work.
No.
Anyway,
something to think about after the stream.
Yeah, don't give me hope. Says. Wait, is his new username actually Majorison? Oh, okay, fine. Anyway, it's not. But I'm trying to mispronounce it. Maurizio. Okay.
No. Trying too hard.
Yeah, fine. All right, so the first proper game of the week is going to be the Bootleg All-Stars against the Bloody Bullies of Baria. Am I saying that all right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. It's a just about bottom of. It's like the lower half of the table clash. Yeah.
But still only a couple of points away from. Yeah. Still within promotion range. Probably a little bit far from the Challengers Cup, I would say.
I mean, it's not impossible yet, right?
No, it's not impossible at all.
Either of them got 6 points and enough other people drop points.
Yep, definitely. Fair. Makes sense.
Does it? Doesn't it? Okay. All right.
Oh, I was reading Mr. Majorison's
No, and I was saying, does it though, in response, because I don't think the two are related. I think.
Fair enough.
Oh, the fairness is that he chose his Reddit name as his Twitch name, and then can't work out to change it. Yeah, because I don't have to change. I don't have to change it, but I've chosen the name that's the same everywhere.
You're locked in now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm Cool Knight wherever I go.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so Supra winning would get him to 19, which
700 TV of inducements for the Goblins.
Wow. That's quite a lot of inducements.
Could we see Morg and Ripper facing off against Supra? No? You say that very certainly. You think
then he's got no bribes available.
But Morg,
you
Ripper...
could probably just about afford them. But...
Cheers, Mr. Mojo.
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
But like,
it is at the Bootleg All Stars Stadium though, so they will be slightly cheaper.
yeah. So they, what's Ripper 430? So they'd having
More 430, isn't
yeah,
he?
yeah.
440.
And Ripper's
Ripper's
310. So together with the savings, and they'd be able to get one bribe.
You're looking
basically.
at 610, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe then. Maybe we'll see the Monster Mash. All of the big guys.
As a Goblin coach who, when you get that kind of inducement, carrying on Morg is a real, good choice.
It causes problems for people.
Yeah.
If they don't have things like strip ball and stuff.
And
which
the vampires don't have strip ball.
Yeah. So, yeah. And they don't have much wrestle either.
No, or much guard. So you should be able to stop him being, anything but red diceable, which probably is a bad time. Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. That could be interesting.
So I would get Morg and carry on him, and maybe hand off to a Goblin at the last minute to get the SPP if you really want to. But otherwise,
I don't think he's too bothered about getting SPP on Goblins.
Well,
unless they get something interesting from it.
I was about to say hand off the ball and chain, but maybe not.
No, that's a bad idea.
Yeah. No, I realised shortly after saying it.
Although it still surprises me every time that the chainsaw catches it that they don't have no hands as well.
I have a feeling they used to have it, but anyway,
maybe
like second edition, used to.
Yeah. The problem is if he buys Morgan Ripper, then he can't bring a bomber with him, which would be really sad. Well, I don't think I've seen him take a bomber very much at all.
No, that's because bombs are rubbish. Like there's some very specific matchups where bombs are okay to good, and those specific matchups are ones where the Goblins are already usually better anyway. So it's like
Camry, Nurgle.
Yeah. Just foul
Probably
things.
not against Vamps.
Yeah, definitely not against Agi for vampires.
Yeah. That's fair.
And it's another player to get sent off, so it can be debilitating. But two normal trolls, Ripper, Morg, wandering down the field is going to be pretty, and a ball and chain with block. Just imagine that.
Yeah.
And then scoring, and the Goblins having game ended 1-1. Oh, that was you. Spoon is the one who thought that, right? Am I right? Is that right?
I got a point.
Yay!
And so the next cam.
I'm very happy for you.
Are you happy for XCam as well?
Yes, I'm very happy for XCam as well. As long as it's not Mr. Mojo, it's all good.
He's staying way up there as well now.
Yeah.
In fact, he's ahead of you as well.
Yep. There's, I'm not even doing that well. Even despite a week of actual, of goodness.
It's just that 2 weeks ago you were with me.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. 35.
Oh.
Hey, Space Cadet. Thank you for the raid. I was watching Space Cadet earlier with his not Norse and then not Goblins. It was good. Cool. And hey, Drunken as well, who's been streaming his halflings in the division that I am not recapping after this because it's not Thursday.
Despite pinging them.
Yeah, despite pinging them.
Excellent.
Should I ping them again to tell them that I'm not doing it? Or is that a bad idea?
Might not be a terrible plan.
Yeah.
Drunken has figured out your ruse now.
Yeah.
I was just waiting here for the recap.
Yeah. Well, it's good.
Yep.
It's good I told him before he waited another 45 minutes. Although maybe he'll still, want to watch the hilarity of us talking about 4B.
Who's going to win between vampires and goblins?
The biggest impact of quarantine. Nobody remembers what exactly. Yes. Although Space, I have a lifestyle that doesn't really warrant, it being any different. So, Goblins, of course. Oh yeah, so we actually bet on who's going to win this. So Drunken, as a stunty coach, what do you think about the idea of carrying on Morg when you've got goblins? In fact, with halflings
It's a
as
solid
well,
choice.
it is. I like it a lot.
It works.
So yeah, I am gonna go for Flying Turtle in this week's predictions. We haven't got them up, but I have made my usual screenshot and write over memory aid, and I will ping it to you both at the end. So anyway, what do you think, Spoon?
I like both the vampires and the goblins, so I'm going to go for a draw for this one. Yep.
Fence sitting.
I was going to go for the goblins, but then you went for them, and I refused to vote for the same as you.
I feel like in this game, the vampires have a pretty sweet strategy, possibly, of hypnogazing the goblins that are there to support the trolls from not going stupid, because you can't really activate the goblins well. Then they would maybe have to dodge, or they can't really block, and then the trolls have to roll 4+.
Yeah.
Or he has to move new goblins in to support it, which means he has less people to do other things with. I think that's how I would approach the game as vampires, maybe.
That's an interesting idea.
Space Gator doesn't like the plan of Morg, and nor does Drunken.
I thought he says it's genius. Just cage that bad boy and look smug about it. The only downside is inducing Morg, and it's all inducing Morg. Inducing Morg is awful because you have to be 700 TV down before you get to the point where you go, I'm going to get Morg as well. And I have just noticed that that probably won't be 700 TV of inducements.
Oh.
Because Supra has a bank of 240, so I assume he's going to spend that.
Yeah. Yep. I would guess that might well happen. Yeah, he probably will end up with Ripper and free bribes now.
Shame.
Drunken, we were assuming he was going to get Ripper and Morg.
Yeah.
We thought he had 700k of inducements.
Yeah. So 13 to 24, but he's still going to have 600.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ripper, 3 bribes, and Fungus. Yeah, is probably the choice.
Yeah, seems solid.
I've played with goblins with Morg for the ball carrying, and it works, and it freaks out your opponent no end. It's wonderful. You don't really even need to cage that much. You just need to make sure that they can't get assists, especially like this vampire team doesn't have guard. So once you get the ball on Morg, it becomes really problematic for them to safely get hits on the ball.
Yeah, Necromantic Rob, we think he might end up with a second ball and chain. He's had that quite often, I think.
That's Fungus the Loon, who Drunken mentions. And that seems to be his usual go-to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, side grade though, who do you think will win of Flying Turtle and Supra?
I think I'm also going to go for the draw.
Ooh. No one's voting for
not that I've done many predictions this season so far, as you can see the chart over there on the right there, but
I don't think you've actually really taken part much, because you're not actually on the list.
No.
Yeah, that was my point.
Yeah, never.
I haven't done the prediction.
Fair enough. Space Gator thinks Super has it.
Yeah. They'd have to red dice with a Wrestle Thrall, which they do have a Strength 4 Wrestle Thrall. It is worth pointing out. Yeah, and the Mighty Blow Tackle Vampire did make me go, maybe Goblins will be leaving the pitch a bit quickly. But,
the Goblins could get rid of the Thralls pretty quick.
I'm going to stick with my Goblins winning this game anyway, just because Flying Turtle's actually done quite well.
Yep.
With Goblins.
He could qualify for challengers from that.
He could almost qualify for challengers in Red Bull with that, yeah. I'd love to see.
Pretty cool.
That happen.
Yeah, it would be cool to see that happen, but that would probably mean that he beats me, so I'm
You're slightly more against that idea then.
Yeah.
I can understand that. That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on to the next game of the week, and that is Grinch Disco Dave against We Are Zons.
Of Necromantic Rob.
Necromantic Rob, in fact, yeah. So Grinch, we didn't look at Grinch's team after the game that he played. I can't remember why.
Ooh.
But
I don't think he got any levels.
Yeah, that's why. Still a lot of block and agility for an Orc team.
Yep. Going for that passing game.
Yep. Without the thrower.
Yeah. I'm not sure if this is really very useful for him, like, because at least in my game against Grinch, I felt like I could just outmuscle him because, the agility wasn't really doing all that much for him.
Mm-hmm.
He was lacking so much guard and even block at that point in the season.
Yeah.
But it felt pretty trivial, honestly, the game for me.
Yeah, it is fairly bloaty. He can afford a third reroll if he wants it, though, now. Which I would imagine he's probably going to take.
I mean, he has a higher TV than the Amazons, who have, well, admittedly, a lot less strength, but as much agility for a similar speed.
More guard.
Way more guard. God, I hate Amazons. Yeah.
Put back to the Amazon hate again.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote for. I kind of think Necromantic Rob is actually gonna win this, but I'm gonna vote for Grinch because of my hatred of Zons. Stick with my.
Smithy's only got one more guard than the Grinch.
Oh really?
He's got 5 to the Grinch's 4.
Grinch have 4. Wow, that's.
Yeah.
They didn't have any like a very short time ago.
Yeah, he's been focusing.
Yeah. Well, they had like 1 or something. Oh, they had 2. Yeah.
And they have 2 tackle, but no tackle and plus mighty blow, because one of the blitzers with tackle has dodge and plus hedge, and the other blitzer with tackle has plus movement. So it's like getting all these nice level ups, but I mean you're just kind of you don't have the key things you really need as a result.
I mean,
Necromantic Rob, we think it's going to be a tough game for them as well, though. I think it's going to be a tough game for both sides.
It's 2 teams who both want to be quite physical and get into a big scrum in the middle, but neither of them are probably going to want to instigate that in this game. So it's going to be, I reckon they're going to be a bit cagey about it. The Orcs get a few pows on the Zons and it's bad times. And the Orcs are probably not going to go totally base either, so... But yeah, I'm sticking with the Orcs purely because of my Zon hatred.
If you're going for that, I am going to prove that I am not racist against Amazons and go for the Zons.
Yeah, I think I would go for the Zons as well in this situation.
Yeah.
I also don't think that I've actually voted for the Zons all season.
I think you've said you're not racist against Zons several times, so I think you have. So there.
I think you've said that several times, and I've stole it off you this time.
Oh, okay, fine. That is entirely how my brain works as well, so that's possibly fine. That's possibly true.
I'm fairly sure you've said that quite a few times this season.
Yeah. Okay, so next is Malekith's Kink, who just finished their game against Disturbingly Rat-like.
How busted did the Elves get?
Well, that's what I was just about to look. Well, they are down to 1550, which I think is fairly busted.
I don't think they were that high.
Not that busted at all.
No.
He says backtracking rapidly.
They went in at 1780.
Well, he's got 10 players.
That's the lineman gone.
Yeah, so he's actually on 1620. Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Against the Rats, who are lower TV.
Only 40-70.
And have a spare player. So that they will be getting a wizard.
You've got to assume that they will.
No, okay. This wasn't one of the elf teams that actually have the
Wizard Stadium.
No.
Yep, I was just checking that.
It's a pretty fast Dark Elf team, though. And
yeah, a couple of move ups.
And the claw is not in effect, right? Oh wait, the claw is back. It's the claw that's back.
Yeah, the claw is back.
It's the piling on that's not in effect. So no tackle, but claw.
Yeah, that could be a problem for them. They've got 2 tackle, haven't they? I think one's on a gutter runner though, and one's on a line wrap. So not necessarily the greatest. Oh, it's a strength up gutter runner, so it's strength 3.
Yeah.
Mm.
Would either of you like to go first? As this is a harder choice to make.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the rats. I think if they're going to get a wizard, they've got the speed to take advantage of that and get the steal and the score potentially from that. And they've just got to avoid getting too beat up, which is obviously easier said than done.
I think it's hard to judge this because Malachi Skink or Montan Blitz, what I've noticed is that he plays extremely risky. He takes a lot of risks, a lot of GFIs, a lot of suspicious dodges, and it kind of makes like all of his games are pretty like dice based, I think. So
it's not.
really hard to judge.
It's not going to be a draw, is what you're saying.
I think it's not going to be a draw, but it's very difficult to say who's going to win or not. Like whether the risks are going to pay off or not.
Is Glendrake doing the same?
Regarding inducements and what skills you have, because sort of falls to the wayside to me just because of how risky he plays.
Does Glendrake do something similar though?
I wouldn't say so.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, they both have similar records.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. I haven't watched many of these games, so deferring to people with a better opinion. I was also going based on the fact that Necromantic Rob said that he diced him last season. So I was wondering if it was through taking risks that he got that.
Yeah, I mean I think that's what side grade means, isn't it? You know. So,
yeah, but I was talking about for Glendrake doing it rather than for Montan Blitz.
So I'm going to take the Dark Elves. I think.
Cool.
I think the damage output will be, broadly similar. And I think the elves will be losing. Oh, I don't know. Oh, saying that out loud makes me think it's Skaven again. I'll stick with the Dark Elves. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I can't explain
I think I would lean towards the Dark Elves a bit as well.
Yeah, like they're a strong team to face rats with,
Yeah, that's true. The no guard will make it tough.
Okay, next is the Druchi Violets.
Well done.
against 1066 and all that.
Oh god.
Game of the week probably, considering the positions of the teams.
Yeah, these are the two the highest matchup of the week by miles. What was the God in aid of?
It's just going to be potentially it could be really high scoring if 1066 and all that get their way, trying to score as fast as possible with the Pro Elves. And the Dark Elves have the ability to do it back if they want to. Could be
There's
quite
a
fun.
lot of inducements coming in this game as well.
Yeah, lots and lots of inducements. That's exactly what I was just looking at.
Dark Elves are 1480. I mean, Pro Elves are 1480 because they have 3 loners.
Yeah.
But the Dark Elves have 1 loner too.
Hmm.
So it's like 500k, I think it was, or something. Something along those lines.
It's only 2 loners for the Pro Elves.
Yeah. I was just seeing that.
So yeah, 1420. Still like 400k. So could be looking at something along the lines of like a wizard.
Oh, it is
drill. Yeah, you could be looking at like wizard and Eldrill there.
I mean, but they're also missing 2 of their Agi 5 players.
Yeah. It will make things a bit more difficult.
It'll be interesting to see what he takes for inducements, because the Dark Elves are quite bashy. Yeah. They've got a piling on, a Mighty Blow piling on. Was he a Blitzer or a Witch? I can't remember.
I can't remember which one.
Yeah, it's a Blitzer.
He outguards him slightly as well. With the leaping Agi 5 guard.
No sure hands.
I'm going to go Pro Elf, I think, on this one. I think that the Wizard, again, could tilt it that way slightly.
But in an Elf mirror, like, the Wizard is going to... Like, there's probably going to be a lot of drives, and the Wizard is only going to pick one of them.
Yeah, that's fair.
They both
still
have
gives them a slight edge at one point.
They both have
and
Wizards.
Which stadium is this? Oh, it's Eldarin Stadium, so they both have Wizards.
Yeah.
Oh.
So maybe two Wizards versus one.
Wow. No, you can't have a second Wizard.
Oh, you can't? Okay.
No.
Nope.
Yeah. I mean, that just shows how much I played this game, right?
That's kind
I
of...
don't think it comes up that
I played like 40 games of
chance.
Blood Bowl 2 in my life. I mean,
Yeah. That's kind of the point of taking the Wizard Stadium is, you know, if you're the high TV team, your opponent's going to be getting a Wizard anyway. The theory bowling goes, and you get one as well. So
I don't like it very much, that theory, anymore. Having played a lot against Wizards, I like it less and less.
As in, you've taken the stadium and you're getting wizarded.
No, I haven't taken the stadium. Just from playing against them a bunch, they seem to be hurting all of my best players all the time.
Yeah, see, I don't like Wizard stadiums on most teams because I think essentially getting wizarded every home game is bad attrition, right? You're going to end up losing players.
That's why I don't like it. It's because it's almost always going to be your best player as well.
Yeah, and like it's going to affect an effect that you're going to face every other week, but your opponents may not actually choose a wizard. You know, some of them may be wanting to choose something else, and will still be getting the thing that they want, but will also be getting a wizard to lightning bolt your best player with. The only exception I have is Kislev. I think Kislev have the right amount of strength, armor, and bullshittiness to take advantage of it without, you know, and also have ridiculously high TV all the time. But anyway, they both have Wizards. I think that means that the Druchi Violets are going to win. Because I don't think the amount of inducements that 1066 get is going to make up for the cost.
So it's going to be about 400k, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to see... We could see for like 20 or 30k, we could see, Moranyan and Eldril.
Yeah.
Which is fairly solid. Moranyan will be very handy with his tackle and strength 4. And then either block or wrestle, depending on what you need.
Could even get Hubris for a very similar amount. And you get some Mighty Blow hits and Strip Ball on the Dark Elves who don't have any sure hands.
Yep.
And he has a bench while the Dark Elves don't.
Yeah.
He will do then, yeah. So maybe not even Eldril then. Although the Hypno Gaze to take corners off screens and stuff like that so that you can actually get in and hit the ball would be quite nice as well.
Actually, the TV difference is about 470. So
470?
Yeah. So
I'm not sure how much Hubris is, but I know that Moranyan's 230.
Yeah.
So if
Hubris is
240.
No, I think is he 210?
Or 210?
I can't remember actually. I can check.
So you could end up with both of those ones then. Both of the Blitzer players.
Instead of Eldril.
Instead of Eldril, yeah.
Hubris is 260.
Maybe.
260?
Oh, 260.
Okay, wow. The way around.
He'd have to put in 20k of his own money then to get both of those ones. So maybe that won't happen.
I think you want one of them to be a Blitzer. So, you know, I wouldn't take both.
Both. Fair.
Almost ever. I'd always get... If I was going to get 2-star players, it would be Eldril.
Yeah. To take players out. I want to see what he does with the star players. So that's why I'm going to go for XCam on this one. Plus, he seems to run hot and cold a lot when he's playing. So he had a hot streak at the very start of the season. Then he's had a bit of a cold streak. Maybe he's back on a hot streak with another 4-0 win last week.
Yeah,
he was number 1 for quite a while.
Yeah, I think he win like his first 4 or 5 games and had like a plus 16 or 17 touchdown differential after those.
And then we played. and then things went
Yeah.
downhill.
But now he's picked back up again.
I did quite a bit of damage to his team.
Yeah. He did have a draw, and that massive TV difference was started with him facing the Chaos team and winning 6-1.
Oh yeah, 6-1. Jesus.
Beat the Zons 3-1.
Yeah. 1-1, 1 draw, 1. Well, obviously, admin game.
4-all.
5-0 against Malekith Skink.
Yep.
And then Bargaingrad, Goblins, Grinch. Things you don't want. All of these teams are bashy teams. He's lost against a bunch of bashy teams, and when he faces Agi teams, he does well. I'm changing my mind. Sorry, I'm going for XCAM as well.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for XCOM as well, but there's not much else to it other than the fact that Dildern is tied with me in points, and I don't want him to win.
That's how I've been voting on the other one.
Selfish choices, a good way of doing it.
Big fan of that. Yep.
Yeah. So, talking of which, the next game is, in fact, you against the Nurgle.
Yep.
Might as well.
I think I feel reasonably confident in this game. I mean, TV's even is not going to get many inducements. I think there's just that one Mighty Blow Claw Tackle dude that is pretty much the only real concern on his team for me. Then I'm just going to try to target first, and if I can get rid of it, I feel pretty confident about this game.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because Nurgle is pretty slow. The destroying presence doesn't really affect me because I don't really pass much either. One thing I am a little bit hesitant about is using werewolves against dudes with
foul appearance. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have the whites doing most of the sort of legwork, or maybe even the flashes, because there's gonna be some strength 4 dudes that need blitzing, and I have Saxon strength 4, but might as well use the flash column, because if the flash column just stands there, he can take the punch back probably. But if the werewolf stands there, I'm gonna buy my 5th one probably.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm going to go with my normal policy of voting against the guest. So I'll be voting for Project Angel on this one. I've done that on every single one so far. I'm not changing it now.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's very scientific, this method.
Well, yeah.
It's on you, right?
I think you probably will win, but it's going to be close, and I think Nurgle might manage to hold you to a draw.
Nurgle do like draws.
Yeah, so I'm going to go for a draw.
It's going to be a slow-paced game for sure.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. But just I have to pick my moments and to sort of be explosive with Saxon, have him blitz out with a frenzy to get through 2 lines of players. I've done that a couple of games because he has strength 4 and energy 4, so he can solo blitz through 2 lines.
Yeah.
And then dodge out with energy 4. So even if you put the typical defense when you put 2 dudes right behind each other, so you can't get through. Saxon can get through that.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But again, the last game I felt really confident about was Malekith Skink, and I lost that one. So maybe I shouldn't feel too confident.
It's really closely balanced teams, I think.
Yeah.
Almost the same amount of guard.
I'm saying he does like to draw games.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I'm going for the draw.
Cool. Ooh. 1 for each person.
Yeah. And last of all, the Chaos Black Nightmares and Miklas against. We can. Everyone who plays Nurgle gets a lot of draws. It's just that's what happens when you play a team whose fastest player is 6 and often don't have all of them.
And their primary ability is to annoy other teams rather than to do things themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's the Chaos against Things You Do Not Want, Cam and Zimmer.
Yep. Draw.
Yep.
Chaos aren't going to
we
lose
don't
all
have
the
many
games.
days left.
Yeah, you're running out of chances for them to actually get the draw. Is that what
I know.
this is? Yeah.
I mean, Cameron Zimmer is going for gold here. I mean, he really wants playoff spots, not only the Champions Cup spots, so he's going to go all out, I think.
Also, it'd be fun to annoy Cam Zimmer after he was very confident last week.
He has 140k. He might just splurge on some inducements even for these last 2 games.
Yeah, I don't think he really needs to in this game.
I don't think he needs to.
Yeah, well, for this game, I think it's...
We're going to see a beautiful Lude grip long bomb to one of the Beastmen.
Yeah. I mean, there's like, what, 400 TV inducements here?
Other than second Minotaur.
Yeah, other than Lou Grip, what else are the Chaos going to get?
I think he's had Lord Buckethead before, hasn't he? In one of the games, so he might take him again.
I quite like Lord Buckethead as well, to be fair. I mean, I prefer Grashnak, but I don't hate Lord Buckethead. But yeah.
I think we're going to see some interesting star player.
I mean, he's running out of interesting star players for Chaos to take, right?
It's true. I don't think we're seeing Lude Grip this one. He seems to take the most expensive one available most of the time.
Yeah. And Sidegrade, you said Cam and Zimmer, right, as well?
Yeah. Just being really secure, I think.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. I still don't think he's going to lose all of them.
Yeah, he's going to prove. Hopefully, he's going to prove us wrong at one point.
What's his last game?
His last game is against Malekith Skink. So you get that one.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll be voting for him again if he doesn't win this one.
Necromantic Rob asked, do Nurgle have a dirty player star? Do you have a dirty star player? Dirty player, star player? Whatever the phrase is.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think many teams do.
They've got Chorse do. I think. Oh, is he only sneaky git?
No, they do. Nurgle, they do. At least on tabletop. I'm looking at Fumble right now because it was quick, but they have 2 dirty player star players.
Who are they?
Lord Borak and Balrog Vomit Flesh.
Oh, of course. Yeah. So Balrog's new, but Borat is a Buckethead is a dirty player.
Oh.
But he is 300 TV of dirty player. So
he's
want
not
enough.
Cheap.
Yeah, you'd want enough to be able to foul with him, right? You want enough for bribes.
Yeah. Yeah, it is only Lord Borak that they've got.
Yeah. They've also got Brickfarth and Grotty, obviously Lou Grip.
Yeah.
Max. And Grashnak.
Yep. Oh, Brickfarth and Grotty, that'd be amazing.
Brickfarth and Grotty is some good times.
Go for the throw teammate touchdowns. That's how he's going to draw. That's what Nicholas is going to do.
Okay, yeah. If you want crazier than Lou Grip, then yeah, Brickfarth and Grotty is definitely what you want. Some nerves of steel goblin throwing.
Yep. Although I am going back again for that one, but still, that's what I now want to see. From that.
So, that it? We done?
Inducing Dirty Player Mercs. It could well be worth inducing Dirty Player Mercs Necromantic Rob, but I don't think he's going to. Based on past form.
Is Necromantic Rob asking about Callum's game against Sidegrade because he's talking about Nurgle having Dirty Player stars?
He might be, yeah. But there's no inducements during Sidegrade and...
They've got so much same TV. Well, no, because Sidegrade was talking about spending money.
Yeah, it's true.
Project Angel has enough. He's got a data player anyway, so no, it probably is the. He's got a data player. You don't need to induce more. Could just buy bribes.
Yep.
Listening for a reaction from Sidegrade.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that in his position in that standings, it's probably not worth it to like spend the money. Just prepare for next season.
I would agree with that. For sure. I think we haven't covered the actual Malekith's Kink versus Collecting Crusade.
Good point. Did I give you points for it already? I think I did, though, didn't I?
You did give us points, but I don't think we actually spoke much about it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I haven't even looked at it.
We should probably have a quick look.
Yeah, we'll do. I'm heading there now. Oh, I need to refresh.
Yeah, you might need to back out.
Yeah, I actually don't.
There.
Yeah, no, but I was already on the, the page where it wasn't there. If you know something. Anyway.
Fair enough.
There is a level. Pestigore levels.
Cool.
Have we looked? We've looked at this team already, so.
I don't think we actually picked up on it though.
No,
but I'm guessing it's block.
Or wrestle.
Or wrestle, yeah.
He has only a wrestle rotor, yeah. Maybe one Pestigore with wrestle might be a good idea.
Yeah, I like a one Pestigore, you know.
Callum says he's saving his money for the beast because if he doesn't get blocked next, he's getting replaced.
Cool. And 2
he also
SPP away.
Spoilers.
And he said he got dodge.
Yeah.
Yep. Starting to build something to replace the ball carrier. Fair enough.
So, a Nurgle team that I was recapping at lunchtime
it's got
today.
a niggle.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, the niggled. I don't know, I still keep him. He's still great. But anyway.
Yeah.
A Nurgle team got a double on one of the Pestigores that I was recapping at lunchtime, and he took Leap to build a ball sacker, which I actually quite like. I mean, you can get very long legs quite quickly, right?
Yep.
And he's got horns, so he's probably going to get 2 die when he leaps in. It's not even that bad.
Oh no, I just don't normally expect to see it on a Nurgle team.
Oh yeah.
I'd expect to see it on a Chaos team, but on a Nurgle team, not as much. Just because they've only got the 4 Pestigores.
You made me think what a beast of Nurgle leap would look like. Like, what's the animation even?
I've seen a leaping bear and it was brilliant.
I've seen a piling on
I've not seen a beast of Nurgle.
That was also great.
Piling on flesh golems are also amazing. Just if you can level them.
Flesh golem touchdowns are amazing. It's just annoying. I can't get them more often.
Is that because of the corn thing this weekend?
Yeah, I saw the corn cup and it was great.
I had a piling on flesh golem, and the height with which he dives from is very entertaining, and you don't see it very often because people don't tend to
level much.
No, and like you don't take piling on a movement for, stand firm player.
Yeah, not often.
Not often. But I played a card that gave everyone with strength 4 or higher Mighty Blow and piling on. So,
it was so stupid.
It was great.
It was.
Basically, I sellotaped down that pile on button as well. I was thinking I won't pile on a few times. No, I just piled on everything. It was great. Anyway, enough about me. Are we going to host someone else? Now, yes. I think we are done, right? That's it?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Anyone in particular that we should host with the few people who are left from the massive raid that Rick is up, so he's my default if there's nothing better.
Yep.
But he already has enough people watching him, so if there's something more interesting, like
the only person that I've got followed is you.
Okay. There's
at the moment, personally.
Lots of. I am following a few. I basically, whenever I go into the Blood Bowl channel, I follow everyone that's streaming Blood Bowl.
Fair enough.
But mostly, there's a lot of people. I'm like, I don't think I'm not gonna go. Hey, these people are really good. Rick Reckless is really good, so let's raid Rick with.
Let's go there.
The 15 of us. Woo. Good night, yes, and I will actually maybe be back at 10 p.m. with another stream because of my lunchtime OCC stream running too long for my co-host's wife, who told him to stop. So we might be finishing that off later.
Cool. Yeah, and Red might be doing that later.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
turns out when you're at home with 3 children and the missus under quarantine, and you say, "I'm just going to take a call for a few hours," and then she finds out it's about Blood Bowl.
It's a Blood Bowl call. Yep.
But anyway, yeah. So we didn't have the full 2 hours, so we still got to go through his division. But yeah, hopefully we'll do that later. But in the meantime, I'm going to hand everyone over to Rick. So yeah, thank you, Spoon. As always,
no problems. Good fun. And stay safe, guys.
Yeah. Thank you, Sidegrade.
Yep. It was fun.
It was good. And thanks everyone who came along and chatted and stuff. You're basically screwed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And anyway, I'm going to host now. So goodbye.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Okay, I've rated now. I always leave a little bit of an extra pause since someone complained